Hello, everybody. All right, we are going to go live here in just a second. I'm looking a little bit rough. All right. Hopefully you guys are joining me. I put it out there, but I know it's early in the morning. But I've got a full day, and so I wanted to make sure I jumped on and shared with you guys a little bit about what all we learned last night at this great leader training that we had here in Orlando, Florida. So I'm going to get this started in just 1 second. Hey, Suzanne, can you hear me okay? Morning. Can you hear me okay, Suzanne? Can you let me know if you can hear me? Like a thumbs up or smiley face or something. Okay, awesome. Good. All right, well, I'm going to give this about a couple seconds in case anybody, I did post out there that I was having this, in case anybody else wants to join us. Morning, Cindy. Morning, Suzanne. So just let other people on your team know that I'm doing this really quick. We will get this started in about just 10 seconds. I'm just going to see if anybody else wants to hop on and join us. I'm drinking some hot water. My hotel room is super cold. I'm just going to remind everybody that we are doing this right now. I'm sending out some quick messages, letting everybody know that we are ready. All right. Okay, perfect. So let's get this started. I really wanted to hop on here. Let me see if I can make this work to put this right here. Morning, Cindy. All right, hopefully that works good. Morning. We have another Suzanne joining us. I love it. All right, so good morning, guys. I wanted to hop on here this morning and just share with you guys some of the stuff that I learned last night. So very last minute, I think we even found out maybe it was Friday or Saturday. Paul said, I'm going to be in North Carolina on Tuesday. So Wednesday night, I'm going to fly into Orlando. I want a couple hundred people there. I want to do a leadership training. Well, those of you that have been with Lavelle for a while, I've been with the company now for 2.5 years, know that we never do leadership trainings. You will get it in Dallas for sure. We do lots of training. It's literally a whole day on Saturday if you guys come to the conference in Dallas, which you definitely should be coming. But really, besides that, whenever, we do locals, it's really about sharing the Thrive experience, letting people know what Thrive is, how they can get it for free, and how they can earn over $1,100 in their first 2 weeks in business. And so I really honestly have never seen Paul do one of these before. He's doing a little bit more, and I think it's because the business is growing so fast and people are jumping on so fast that, at some point you have to really get a little bit of training in and share a little bit with people. So I love all those hearts. Thanks, Suzanne. Hey, Nancy, I'm so glad you joined us. Anything at the end that I forget to say or anything you want me to say, make sure you post it here because Nancy was with us last night and did a rockin' amazing job up on stage when she shared. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So Paul was not able to make it last night. He actually hasn't been feeling great, didn't show up to North Carolina on Tuesday night, wasn't able to make it with us last night, but that didn't stop us from learning so much. I actually think it was highly beneficial last night because all of the leaders that were in the room really stepped up and shared the things that they know work, the things that they're doing to move their business forward. And there were some themes. I'm going to go through a few of them and just share with you guys the things that I realized when I was sitting in that room. First of all, it was a promoter only event because again, like I said, it was going to be a training. So there were no potentials there. It was promoters only. We actually didn't even push it that hard on our team to get a carload because originally we weren't really sure what it was going to be. And now I wish I had brought carloads of you guys because you would have benefited from it so much. But don't worry, we'll do something like this in our area as well. So, and we'll make a whole Facebook Live event. I'm going to work on this, I promise. So, the biggest thing that I will say that I realized as I was looking around this room, and I would say we had like 200, maybe 300 people in there, maybe 200. It was pretty packed. And I think we had like, gosh, when she invited the 80Ks and 200Ks up, I want to say there were at least maybe 12 or 15. It was pretty amazing. And so I just really honestly noticed a common theme with a lot of people. So first and foremost, we did a few Facebook Lives with a few of the different trainings. So we had people come up and have a certain theme, and they were supposed to, kind of talk about that. So please take time over the next 24 hours to hear on our team page, watch some of those videos. I put them on here because I truly believe there are nuggets of information in there that you will benefit from. I always take notes when I'm at any kind of training, any kind of event. Why? Because I will always go back to those notes and reread. Hi, Kelly. I'll go back to those notes and reread them because they always help me. They always remind me of what action I need to be taking, what things I need to be doing. No matter how long you've been in any business, you can tweak or change things. And I loved one of the things that Dana Shuva said. She kind of led, she was the MC of the night, a 200K here in Orlando area. And I loved one of the things that she said. She said, how am I a good leader? Or what are the things that I've learned to become a leader? Well, I've learned them from people that I look up to. I've learned them from people on my team. I've learned them from people who are my upline leaders. I've learned them from people that are outside of this industry. So you're constantly learning new things. And sometimes it's from other people that do this business. Sometimes it's from people who are on your team. And so I love that when I can get little nuggets of information. So please watch the live videos that we shared here from last night. The second thing I want to say before I share any more is, if you did not listen to the product call with Jason Camper last night, number one priority for today. Okay, he only does this once a year, and it is always phenomenal. And again, last night you could tell by the bags under my eyes, I stayed up way too late listening to it, and actually listened to it a second time and was falling asleep to it because there's so much information. I tried to take notes the first time I listened to it and had to go back and listen to it again, and I still don't feel like I got all the information, but it will help you. You don't have to know every single detail about it. It's an overall theme. Every time I listen to a call like what Jason Camper did last night, it just helps me to sound more educated about the product, but I don't go into all those details with people. I go into, when they ask me a question like, well, how do I know this is safe? Or why is this different than something else? I have the knowledge to tell them that. But guess what I do? I say, hey, actually, hold on one second. Actually, I would love to get you that information. Sorry, let me start over. You guys can tell I'm exhausted. So somebody asked me information like, why is this different? Why is this better than what I get at Whole Foods? I say, actually, I'm going to get you. Okay. I'll say, let me get you that info. Actually, it's a lot of stuff that I want to tell you. So what time can you talk tonight? And then I set them up on a 3-way call. And that's why we all need to be educated in at least understanding some of this, because it's not the stuff that you're normally going to talk about on 3-way calls. You don't need to memorize all of Jason's call, but you need to listen to it maybe once a week. Maybe this is something that you put on your calendar to listen to once a week until you feel confident in some of it. Because if you have one person on your team, I guarantee you that within 2 weeks of your business, you're doing 3-way calls. Why? Because that's what you do if you want to build your business. You move up. Okay, let's keep going. So one of the biggest things that I learned from last night that I just really honestly thought was amazing was that there was an overall thing. Sorry, can you hold on, guys? Hold on one second. Beth will not stop messaging me. She obviously doesn't know I'm doing a live. Sorry, guys. Hold on one second. Okay, so one of the things that I noticed with all of the 200K leaders in the room and 80Ks, first of all, there were so many 12Ks. She had all of them come up to the front of the room. I could not believe it. And one of the things that we were saying is, can you imagine now if somebody goes on to hit 12K, they get $12,000 cash on top of the amazing benefits. And she had everybody come up and not only say what car that they got, but how long it took them. And you heard things from 13 days to, well, that's Julie Burton actually. So mine was 15, Beth Groves was 16 days, all the way to 2 years. And it was so cool to hear that, because there was like at least 40 people that got up on the stage, maybe 50. And it would be so exciting for you to be able to help somebody else on your team hit that 12K mark between now and April, which we all know is very achievable within 30 days. But guess what? If people start on the 16th of the month, they get to carry over commission. I'm going to say that again because a lot of people do not know that. If people start on the 16th of the month, then it carries over to the next. So if anybody started today on January 26th, their volume as a new promoter, their volume from the 26th through the 31st carries over into February as well towards their auto bonus. Okay, not for VIP, not for 4K, for auto bonus. So it really gives people a little bit longer when they start on the 16th or later of the month. So for example, if you have somebody starting on February 16th, they have the 16th through the 28th of February plus all of March to earn their auto bonus. So not only are they going to earn their auto bonus and get that amazing $800 or $300 cash bonus, but they're also going to earn $12,000. You guys, this is amazing. So if you're on this right now and you're like, wait a minute, I've never hit auto bonus, you should be running like you've never run before. And if you're somebody that's on this that is a leader and you have people on your team who've never hit auto bonus, or you have some new people coming in, that should be your focus for them. Everyone can achieve this. And so there were some things that I saw with the leaders last night that actually made me laugh, because those of you that have known me since the very beginning, I always say there's 3 things you need to be successful in network marketing. You need to be consistent. There has to be daily action taking place. You have to be duplicatable. You have to make the process simple so that if somebody is already working 60 hours a week as a lawyer, a doctor, whatever, teacher, they can still do this business on the side. They can see how easy it is to duplicate. And the third thing is you cannot give up. And guess what? That was the common theme last night. I heard things about consistency. You have to put in your daily action. One of the leaders was saying that she puts in 4 names a week, 4 names a day that she's going to reach out to, and has it on her calendar every single day. She's constantly doing it. Another person said that this summer, one of the calls that she listened to challenged her to take a poster board and make 100 squares. And she wrote somebody's name in every single one of those squares as she reached out to them, and only if they said no or didn't answer her. So she could see how many times she hears no or people ignore her before she gets a yes. And again, that's just teaching consistency, that you've got to work your business every single day. The second thing about duplication that I really love that I was hearing is, you know what? Don't reinvent the wheel. The people that were on stage last night that are 80Ks, 200Ks, that are blowing up their business, they all stick to the system. They stick to the LV toolbox, which is our 24-hour recorded call, our Facebook fan page, setting people up with a free customer account, and then getting them on a 3-way call. These are leaders that know everything about the company, everything about the product. They could do a 2-way call. That means them talking to their prospect. But guess what? It doesn't work, and it's not duplicatable, because when that person joins your team, now they don't know how to do a 3-way call because you never did a 3-way call with them. So make sure that you are utilizing the tools that we give you. The second part of duplication is you want to see your business explode. You want to know how all those people hit 200K and some of them hit it in 60 days. I'll tell you how. They literally stayed focused on the important things. Every single customer, you're helping them to get 2 so they can get their product for free. Every single new promoter, you're helping them to hit VIP 800, VIP 1600. Then you're helping them to achieve 4K. And then you're saying to them, let's help 2 other people on your team achieve 4K. So boom, you hit auto bonus. That is how you make the duplication. You should be a 4K and 12K machine. One of the things that Eric Worre, one of my favorite network marketing mentors, has always said is that you need to find the perfect level in your company. There's always a sweet spot in every single company. In ours, it's the 12K spot. And so you should be, whatever that sweet spot is, you should be at that machine. So for us in Laval, it is a auto bonus 12K machine. As soon as you start pumping out auto bonus earners, they get excited. They're excited to help somebody else to hit it on their team. They're excited and they stay committed to the company because now they're getting their car paid for every single month. They're excited because they're earning all of these trips, because 12K starts the trip earning. So, it's a continuous thing that keeps your business going. Duplication is key. Do you look at, Beth Graves said this last night, do you look at your VIP reports every single day? Do you have written down on a whiteboard or in your calendar or on a piece of paper who those people are, lines 1 through 4, who are in their VIP? Have you reached out? Have you met them yet? Have you said, is there anything I can do to help you during your VIP? Who are the people that you're going to be reaching out to? I'm available for 3-way calls as well as your leader. Have you done that? Honestly. And if you haven't done that, start doing it. You can start today. Guys, I can be honest and say I don't always look at the VIP reports, but I made an honest commitment to myself that I'm going to start doing that every single day again. And I'm going to reach out to these people and find out, do you even have a leader who's helping you? Have you gone through the pin post on activators to see what to do when you first get started? Is there anybody that you can think of right now that would love to feel great, that's tired, stressed out, doesn't feel good, isn't sleeping well? Let's get them on the phone. I'd love to share the Thrive experience with them. We're going to help everybody who's in their VIP to hit it. And guess what? You can only see lines 1 through 4. So you've got to also let your team know if they have people in VIP, you're here to support and help them, but you can't see it. If you have nobody going for VIP on your first line, that means you need to get busy on your personal business. You need to go out and get new customers that fall in love with their product, that you can talk to them about the business opportunity. Okay, so that was a huge one. Consistency, duplication. The other thing I loved was responsibility of success. That is huge, guys. You know, these leaders were up there saying, you know what? I didn't have somebody holding my hand the whole time. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I did it. Every time somebody said that you find somebody and they ask you a question, you get them on a 3-way call. Every time you have somebody who wants to try the product, you get them on a 3-way call. Every time somebody wants to hear more about the business, you get them on the call and on a 3-way call. I call them validation calls, whatever you want to call them. But the reality is that they just got busy doing stuff and they didn't blame anybody else for their lack of success. They took responsibility. They saw that Moria Dillard, and actually I love this point that Dana made last night. Moria Dillard, you guys, if you don't know this, is, I'm pretty sure, we all say this, but I think we're right, is the highest paid promoter in the company. And she still gets paid on line 1 through 8, just like the rest of us. So if you're, well, not like the rest of us, like anybody who's 200K. So guess what? When you hit 200K, you get paid 8%, 8 legs deep. That means you get paid on lines 1 through 8, 8% on all of them. Guys, that's huge. That means that there's no reason why I can't be making what Moria is making. She's not getting paid this like huge amount off her whole team. She's getting paid 8 legs deep, just like I am. And so if I want to make as much money as she's making, I just need to get more new promoters, help them to achieve their goals, and keep going from there. So it was a really good point and a really good check for myself personally of, you know what, I'm responsible for my success. Nobody else is. Maybe you joined and the person that you joined with isn't even doing this business anymore, or they're casually dipping in every once in a while whenever they feel like it. That's okay. Go to the next leader. Go to the next leader. Okay? Ask them for 3-way calls. You really only need a leader for 3-way calls, guys. We don't need to do training calls. Everything that you need is available to you. If you have a question every once in a while that you need to ask one of the leaders, you know you can always ask me a question, but there's no magic potion. It is getting people on the phone, getting new customers, getting new promoters, helping every single customer to get there too, helping every single new promoter to hit their VIPs, go on to hit 4K, and then help them achieve 12K. That is the magic formula. So, okay. So the next thing that we learned is never accepting where you are was the other really big thing. I think that also goes along with the responsibility of success. You know, they're always growing. Whenever they get to the next level, these leaders, you know, they got to 12K, then they wanted 40K. When they got to 40K, they wanted 80K. When they got to 200K, they wanted to make more 200Ks on their team. Every single day, they're getting up and doing self-development. Why? Because the only way you're going to grow is if you push yourself to the uncomfortable zone. There were people last night who are 40K and 80K and 200K who hate public speaking. Nancy Prosser was shaking in her boots when we told her she had to go up on stage. She went up there and she rocked it, because getting out of your comfort zone makes you stronger, makes you better, and will push you to the next zone of genius. I promise you guys, your zone of creativity, your zone of genius, where you can achieve bigger things, happens when you're uncomfortable. I promise you that. I bet you Nancy is going to be blowing up the phones for the next 3 days, because she had this surge of energy go through her last night as she had great success sharing on stage. Why? Because it was something she was afraid to do. She did it. She achieved it. That shows her she can do anything. So guys, push yourself and make sure that you're getting to that place and that you're constantly growing. It's up to you to do that. Showing up. That was the other thing last night. You know what? There was a room full of people and they showed up. They didn't wait till somebody else had a car for them to ride in. They didn't wait to see, they weren't like, oh, I can't leave my kids. They made sacrifices. And so that's huge. I made sacrifices to be here. And other people have made sacrifices. And the biggest sacrifice that you can make is making a decision right now that you're going to be in Dallas. If you want to see your business grow, I have never seen anybody who's in leadership not show up to their yearly conference. My son's birthday is April 27th. I will still be flying in on April 28th to make sure that I'm there. I just told my son we're going to have to do your birthday weekend the weekend before. Why? Because the business, there are certain things that you need to move the business forward. It's also something that you could be teaching your family. And I'm using kids as an example because I think a lot of times people use their whole why as an excuse. Oh, I want to give my family a better future. Oh, but I can't go to this because of my family. Well, sometimes you got to teach your kids and whatever else there is in life, the true value of if you want something, you've got to go for it. You've got to believe it. You've got to reach for it. So here's what I would say to you. These people last night, they showed up. They sacrificed to be here. They might have sacrificed financially. They might have sacrificed time. They might have sacrificed whatever. Some people even took off their regular job to be there. Dallas is going to be that for you. Okay, so you need to figure out what you need to do to get there. For you, it might be that you need to start saving every single week from your paycheck to make sure that you can be there. You can make this a cheap event. Honestly, last year I know that we had people that flew in Saturday morning and really early, like 6 a.m. and flew out really late Saturday night. Usually the training's all day Saturday. We haven't gotten logistics yet, but if it's like last year, they have a party on Friday night. They do a few fun announcements, but the training was all day Saturday. I think it was like 8:30 a.m. to like 5 p.m. We will have a team party on Saturday night like we did last year. We had so much fun. It's so nice to be able to hang out with all of you guys and get all of our teams together so that you guys can meet each other. You've seen each other on Facebook. It's a great way to pick each other's brains and get to know each other. So we will have something Saturday night, but if you have to make it cheap and inexpensive, fly in and fly out. If you can stay, then get a room and share it with 4 people. There are so many hotels around that conference center in Dallas. We're staying at the Westin. I think my room was like $249 for 2 double beds. Maybe it was $200. Maybe it was $199 for 2 double beds. So that would be $50 each for a night. But there's other places that are way cheaper. There's a Courtyard down the street. I think I saw a Fairfield Inn down the street. So you can find a place that you can afford and, bring granola bars with you. I used to always bring oatmeal with me on conferences because there's always a coffee maker in the room and you can make hot water and pour it into your oatmeal and boom, now you have breakfast. So, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get to these things. So that's just a heads up and a really, big point I wanted to say. Some of the other things that we talked about last night was one of the Facebook Lives that you'll see if you guys watch this on here. As we get closer, Suzanne, we'll probably do that. I'm not going to put up anything about sharing rooms right now, but you guys should be individually reaching out to people that you know to share rooms. As we get closer, we usually let somebody who has a room, like let's say they already got a room, they only have 2 and they want 2 more to be in the room, they'll usually post that. But we're not going to do it right now because it'll distract people from what's important, which is working your business. So if you guys can individually reach out to each other and talk about that. On our team page right now, you'll see the Facebook Live video of 2 ladies, and then Nancy comes up a few minutes later, and they talked about the everywhere you go approach. And I have to tell you, this I loved. It just made me remember that we should really have that in our mind every single place we go. The grocery store, the airplane, your kids' soccer games, everything. Kelly Boyson, you're amazing at this. Wherever she goes, she's always talking about the Thrive experience. Nancy Prosser came up and talked about it because she's brilliant at this. She shared about how her pool guy the other day, she was listening. I think that was one of the biggest things that she said was she was listening. She was aware. And so when her pool guy was complaining about his back and all these issues that he was having, she said, hey, are you open-minded? I'd like to tell you about a product that I've been using that's absolutely amazing that I really think could help you with that. She shared with him. Then her UPS guy, or maybe it was FedEx, I can't remember. She said that he's always delivering her stuff. And she said to him, don't you wonder what's in these boxes? And he said, yeah. And she shared with him, and now he's thriving and absolutely loves it. So just be aware, be talking to people, be open. Instead of looking down at your phone all the time when you're out and about, be available to talk to people, to start conversations with people. That is really how you're going to grow your business. There were people in the room last night. One of the girls that shared during this part had met a girl on an airplane, and now it's one of her leaders that was in the room last night. So you never know where you're going to meet somebody. You know this product works. You know it's going to help people, and share that from that authentic place. Come from the place of it's a disservice not telling others about this product. I also love that somebody suggested the A to Z Facebook friend list. So she literally is going through all of her A contacts, all of her B contacts. So you could do it in your phone and your Facebook at the same time. She said she's even been printing out her Facebook friend list, which I thought was really brilliant. I also love this little tip that they gave us. In the search bar of Facebook, it's just like a Google search. So you could put up in there coffee, and all of your friends who've talked about coffee will pop up. You could put in there tired. A bunch of people, if they posted about being tired, will pop up. Mom, things like that. So it's a great opportunity for you to really be able to reach out and, find specific people. Remember, there's algorithms on Facebook, guys. So if you're always talking to your Thrive friends, love you guys. I know we love each other. We can't help but want to talk to each other because we're always happy. It's so nice to be around happy people. But the reality is you want to make sure that you're talking to other people on Facebook so you can see your other friends' feeds so that you're reaching out and talking to other people too. No judging. You don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know their life. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. For sure, a lot of the people that you think are, having a great, perfect life are not. I have been so surprised over the last 2.5 years by people who were about to go bankrupt. Were literally not paying for their house for months. We're not paying for their car for months because they couldn't afford to. They're about to have it repoed. I've had so many close friends who literally their marriages were falling apart. They were on the brink of divorce or did get divorced, and I had no idea because on the outside they always seemed happy and perfect. You have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. You have to share this with everybody, and it's up to them if they want to try it or not. There were people in the room last night that took 9 months, a year, 2 years. For me, it was 6 months, Everybody is different. Are you listening for people's needs? I loved that. Most people need 7 to 11 times of reaching out before they say yes. I love that. Oh, I love that, Yvonne. Intentional Facebook trolling. I love it. So instead of calling it stalking, we could call it intentional Facebook trolling. I like it. Okay, I'm going to bring up this 100 box again because I really want to see, we're going to have to do some kind of fun contest with this. So I thought it was brilliant. So one of the girls shared that she, this summer, did a poster board with 100 boxes. And every time somebody said no or ignored her every day, she would write a name in the box till she hit 100. And she realized that it took her about 9 people ignoring her or saying no before she got a yes. And that made her realize, gosh, I can totally get through those no's if I know I'm going to hear a yes. So I thought that was an awesome point. They also had the guys come up and share, it's kind of a different, hey, Moria. And so, this was really cool when the guys came up last night because you know what? For us in the meetings that I've been through, it has been predominantly women, guys. Let's be honest, right? It's a lot of women. And I think that's because we listen. We are intentional. We are more relational. And so that was one of the things that the guys shared last night. Again, please watch these Facebook Lives that we put up from last night on the team page. You can't share them outside of this group. That's why I put them on the team page. You won't be able to anyways. But watch it. Take time over the next 24 hours. Put it on your calendar. When are you going to watch these videos? Because the guys, that was a really important point that one of them made is men aren't normally relational. So you have to figure out, what is the right relationship for you with somebody else. The other thing the guys talked about is partnering up with a woman. So if you're not if the guy is married, he can use his wife to help him out. If the guy has a girlfriend, use the girlfriend. Because if he's at the park with his kids and you're at the park with your kids and he comes up to you and tries to start talking to you about Thrive and ask you for your phone number, it can be weird. Right? But if he starts telling you about how awesome he feels and how his girlfriend's been using it or his wife's been using it, how he can't help but tell every mom he sees now because he's seen what a great response it's been or a great opportunity it's been for her physically, emotionally, how it's helped her with the kids, how they're earning extra money because of it. It's a normal conversation. And then he can say, but you know what? I'll just have my wife call you tomorrow. What's your phone number and your email? She'll talk to you more about it because, you'll be able to have her, story to hear. So I loved that. They're really partnering together, the guys are with the women, and obviously the guys are going after a lot of guys. And I love that too, because when I first started my business, one of the things that Ryan and I did together was we took a piece of paper and we literally wrote down every single name that came to our brain. We call it brain dumping. We did it for about 3 days. We just kept paper beside us. And one of the things that my husband said to me is you need to think of every single CEO that you know. Because if I was, my husband owns his own business. He's like, if I knew that I could take something that would help me to be more productive, that would help me focus more, and would help me have great energy, I would have bought this 10 years ago. My business would be at a whole different caliber than what it's at now. And he has had huge leaps and bounds in his business in the last 3 years. And we swear it's because he feels better. He's able to focus. He's able to think clearly. He has more energy. He's not crashing in the late afternoon. And so CEOs are important to get this product out to them. And I do believe that that is one of the things that a lot of guys sometimes are missing and women are missing is going after people who are high-level executives. Don't be scared to do that. We have some amazing lawyers and doctors and chiropractors and nurse practitioners and PAs on our team and doctors of physical therapy. You guys, these are professionals. Don't be afraid to go after them. They want an opportunity to feel better as well. And they might want an opportunity to have their car paid for every single month and earn some free trips. You know, for everybody, it's not always about exactly the money. There's so many reasons why people join network marketing. And that was another thing that I realized last night. Some people have joined Lavelle because they got so passionate about the product. They could not imagine going through life without sharing it every day with somebody and helping them to feel better. Some people joined the company because they were in a tough spot. They got on the product, they felt better, and they realized there was an opportunity there to grab. They weren't able to afford their car anymore. They weren't able to afford their house anymore. They were stressed beyond max. They realized there was an opportunity there to change their life, to change the financial direction for them. Some people join this because they love the group. They love the energy of people. They love the fact that they're on a common mission to help people's lives be better. Some people join this because of the camaraderie, the fun, the great excitement. So guys, you don't know why somebody's going to be part of this opportunity, but you've got to share it with them. Don't think for them. Don't make an assumption. There were so many kinds of people last night in that room, so many different backgrounds, so many different races, so many different ethnicities, so many different sizes, so many different age groups. It just always blows me away. It's actually one of my favorite things about Dallas and the lifestyle getaways. It reminds me not to judge anybody. Everyone has an opportunity here, and everyone has a chance to really seize it if they want to. And again, that goes back to accepting responsibility of your own success. And that was what we heard over and over again last night in this amazing meeting. Okay, so let me see. Were there any other tips I want? Nancy, if you have any other tips, put them right here and share them with everybody since you were there last night as well. But yeah, guys, I think one of the biggest things that you have to remember too is as soon as, you know what, I'm going to share this story really quick. This was one of the ones that the guys shared that was amazing. And I forgot who he said it was by, so I'll figure that out and post it later. But he said that he heard this story once of a guy who really wanted success. So he went to this success guru and said, you know, I want to get to the next level of my business. I want to achieve success. And the guy said, okay, meet me at the beach tomorrow in your bathing suit. And the guy was kind of like, what? I mean, I want to get to the next level of my business. I don't want to go swimming, but whatever. So he showed up at the beach, okay? And the guru said, go out into the water. And he was like, what? This is so stupid. So he went out into the water, came out, and the guy said, okay, I'll see you again tomorrow at the beach. The guy was starting to get super annoyed. I think this went on for a couple days. He was getting super annoyed. The third day, maybe it was, he said, hey, this is so annoying. I want to work on my business. I want to get to the next level. Why are we at the beach? This is wasting my time. And the guru said, I want you to go out into the water to your neck or to your waist. He went out to the water to his waist, came out. And of course, he was complaining and griping again. The guru said, do you trust me? Go back out and go to your neck. So he did it again. And he came out and he was yelling at the guru again. The guru said, listen, you either want my help or you don't. Go out there and go all the way to your chin. He went out into the ocean, went all the way to his chin. Before he knew it, the guru was behind him, shoved him underneath the water, held him underneath the water till he was almost to the point where he, was struggling and was scared and almost couldn't breathe anymore. And then the guru let him up and he said, what was your thought? What was the one thing you wanted most out of anything in that moment? And he said, to breathe. And he goes, as soon as you want success, as much as you want breath, and to be able to breathe, you will be successful. And guys, that is what you see in these leaders. These people that stood up there on stage last night, they wanted this. They saw Moria Dillard, Sheila Fazzoni, Elise Leininger. They saw all these other people earning it. They saw them achieving it. They wanted it, so they went for it. You can all have it. There is no difference between any of these people except the fact that they consistently have daily action. They have duplication every single day of their business. They're teaching everybody how to duplicate and following the steps that Lavelle has given us, and they are not giving up too early. They are sticking with it. And so that's what we all need to do. If we want success as much as we want our breath, then we will achieve it. Okay, awesome. So Nancy put up a couple points too. Make sure you read these. Being authentic, sharing because you care, not because you want to make a sale. People can tell. Let's be honest. If you don't share with somebody, somebody else will. Never give up. The guys shared about messaging women friends. Have your wife do it so the husbands don't get mad. That was hilarious. And using three-way calls. Huge. All right, so I'm going to end this with reminding you all to go back and watch these Facebook Lives that we put up from last night. Put it on your calendar. When are you going to do that? And next, the next thing that you need to do is make sure you listen to the product call again Okay, first of all, if you haven't done it, be honest with yourself. You've got to do it today. You've got to listen to Jason's call. It was phenomenal. It will get you re-fired up and excited about why we are so lucky to be able to sell a product like this, one that truly cares and is at the highest quality possible. So make sure you go back and listen to that, and then put it on your calendar to listen to every single week, just once a week. Maybe it's while you're doing your morning run. Maybe it's while you take an afternoon stroll. Maybe it's going to be on in your bathroom while you're getting ready in the morning. Whatever it is, or after you drop your kids off at school and you're driving home, or on your way to work. I know that for me, that has been huge, to be able to take some certain calls and just let it absorb into my head over and over again until I just understand it. And so for some of you, that might take you one time. For some of you, it might take you 5 times. But that call that Jason did was phenomenal last night. So guys, I hope you are putting aside some money for Dallas. I can't wait to see all of you there. Those of you that are going to Punta Cana, I'll see you next weekend. And I'm so excited to say that I cannot wait to see what you guys do in 2017, because this is going to be a huge year for us. Cannot wait to see you guys soon. Bye.